And yet another beautiful day here. We are hiding out in the greenhouse, but don't worry, there's loads to do today. I've got some seeds to get on the go. I've got a special project to show you. Let me show you this. It involves this bowl of water and something else. I'm trying something brand new for the first time, so we'll see how that goes. You'll have to watch to see what that's going to be. I've got loads to tell you about. There's lots of just general stuff going on around about the allotment, down here in the greenhouse, around the channel itself that's going on. So we'll have a bit of a blether, we'll have a bit of a catch up, we'll get some seeds sown, we'll get on with our little mystery project there that we're going to do for the first time. And things are getting busy down here in the greenhouse. I mean, look at this, we've got more onions than anybody could ever possibly eat, but we've got cauliflowers, we've got cabbages, we've got the broad beans down there, and over here, which you probably can't see, the sweet peas are on the go. So it's just starting to fill up a little bit inside the greenhouse, which is brilliant. It's great seeing it like that at this time of year. But anyway, enough waffling for now. Let me get set up over here. We'll get some projects on the go, we'll get some seeds sown, and we'll have a bit of a chat. Right, so let's get into it. And while we're doing this, I've actually got something really important to talk to you about when we first get on with things. But let me just show you what I'm going to do first of all. So we've got some Peogia beetroot there, and I'm going to multi-sow them, and it's going to be in one of these seed trays. It's a container-wise one. It is 40 cells. I am not doing 40 cells worth of beetroot all in one go because it's too much beetroot in one go for what I use it for. So I'll probably do about half the tray, I think, because I'm gonna multi-sow them as well. So, you know, when you multi-sow, you always end up with loads and loads and loads of beetroot. Anyway, just while I'm sorting the compost out there, an important thing to talk about, and for us collectively as a group here on YouTube, as part of the channel, as part of the community, to think about. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments down below, because it's really important to me. And I'm thinking about rebranding. So I'm thinking about changing the name of the channel. And there's a few reasons for this, right? So first of all, when this channel was first created a few years back now, the name almost came around just on an off chance. I mean, it's not very creative, is it? Mark's allotment plot. I mean, I'm Mark and I've got an allotment plot. It's not that exciting, is it? It's not that intriguing as to what's going on the channel. And it was, when I first started the channel, it was done for a local community group to share some things I was doing during lockdown, during COVID. And you know, we've all kind of moved on from that now. It's all been a good few years ago. So it came about by accident. Just to say, when I'm doing the beetroot here, in each of these cells, I'm putting somewhere probably between 4 and 7 seeds in each cell. I'm not massively accurate when I'm doing it. I just sprinkle a few in there, into the cell, into the compost, and it's good to go. It'll be good enough. So yeah, we're looking at changing the channel name, and I'm not entirely sure what to. I've been thinking about this and mulling it over and procrastinating about it for a long time. And I know people don't like change. There'll be some people out there who are probably thinking, that's a stupid idea. I don't like change. We don't want to see things change. But I think it needs done, and there's a couple of important considerations in there. One is I need to come up with the right name, and I've kind of got two trains of thought at the moment on this. One is I just go for a named channel, you know, like Tony C. Smith, brilliant example, right? You know, and those of you know, me and Tony are doing the Thank Potty It's Friday show at the moment. So every Friday, 7 p.m, over on the Potty Mouth Gardening channel, you'll find Thank Potty It's Friday. And I've got to say, it's blooming brilliant, if I may say so myself. Not wanting to sort of, you know, polish my old halo or that, although my head might be too big to fit out the greenhouse by the time this video is done. But, you know, it's good and it's going really well, and it's not all about gardening. We have a bit of chat about absolutely everything, and more importantly, life in general, you know, everything that's going on, things that Tony and I have been through in life and all that sort of stuff, and it is brilliant. This Friday show coming up is going to be a cracker, so watch out for it. So the seeds are in there. bit of compost on the top, I say about somewhere between 4 and 7 on each, bit of water, and a label. And I'm so proud of myself every time I remember to do a label. So we've got the label. It's pre-written. I've pre-done them, and we'll pop that in there. We'll move this over to the side, and we'll get on with some other things. So the channel name, yeah. So like I say, a couple of options. One is to go down the sort of named channel route. Now that, like I say, Tony C. Smith, brilliant example of a named channel. Eli and Kate, using their names on the channel works wonderfully well. Now, the problem I've got is that because of my job, I can't use my full real name in the channel name because it's just not appropriate. It's not right. You know, you're just going to have to accept that's the way it's going to have to be. And in this tray here, we'll just detract from the gardening a little bit. We're doing some Valmain cut and come again lettuce. So there we go. That's that one. I'm probably a touch early with it. Is that packet upside down? It is. You know, I've said this before, right? Why do they do seed packets upside down so they open at the bottom? Fair enough, the ones that have the little thing in there where they're all hanging up on the shelf at the garden centre. But a one like this that doesn't, why does it open at the bottom and not at the top? There's a question for you for the comments as well. Yeah, so a name channel. Or we give it another name. Like, you know, I've got Mark's allotment plot at the moment, you know. Something, you know, gardening with, it's not going to be this, but like gardening with Mark, or something along those sorts of lines. And I'm just going to sort of broadcast this, by the way. So we've got a quarter-size seed tray, compost in there as well. It's got perlite mixed in with it. So if you see the little white flecks, perlite, and then I've got that amount of lettuce seeds. You know, you get a million lettuce seed in a packet, don't you? So that's just what I'm going off this time of year for one of these quarter-size seed tray. I mean, there's maybe 30 seeds there altogether. We'll bring that. So yeah, a name channel or a channel with a name. If that I'm not even talking sense about it anymore, am I? Yeah, so a channel that's named after me, I guess, is one way to put it. Now, what I want to do, and this might sound a bit weird for a channel that does pretty much focus on allotments, you know, probably a good 75% of the videos on me at the allotment doing allotment things, apart from in the greenhouse or for doing other bits and pieces, you know, or maybe it's that. But I want to take the word allotment out of the title, out of the channel name, because it's a very UK thing, and that's one of the other reasons why I want to change the name. I want to appeal to a wider audience, to a more global audience. Yes, I can see the stats and I see the comments, and there's people there, US, Canada, Australia, all over the place that come and watch the videos. I'd like a few more though. I'd like a few more friends from other countries to come and watch the videos and see what's going on. And that would be nice. So I want to take the word or the term allotment out of the channel name. So please do let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on this. And the important thing is, this is what's one of the things that's causing the problem. So obviously, you know, it's what, 2025, so there's a bajillion YouTube channels out there already. So loads of names already taken, so it's difficult finding a unique one to use. And then, like, when you look at the URLs, you know, the web address you put in, so you go to youtube.com, and there's a way of your channel. You have a /, you have the @ symbol, and then you have your channel name. So I want one of those that isn't taken that matches the channel name. So that's another problem, because they're entirely unique. So I can have a channel that's named the same as somebody else's, but that bit after the @ symbol in the URL, that has to be unique. So trying to find something that's unique, and I've been all over. I've been on AI, I've been on ChatGPT and all sorts of stuff, trying to generate channel names and stuff like that, and I don't know, I'm just at a bit of a roadblock. So let me know, please. I'm just going to put these over here, by the way. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know, do you have any channel ideas, any names, any ideas? Let me know. So I am leaning, because I'm doing the thing with Tony now on a Friday night, I am leaning towards just a name, and it will be, and it might sound stupid and it might sound a bit far-fetched, but the surname bit will be a bit made up. But I am genuinely called Mark, by the way. That is that is my actual name. I can promise you that. But yeah, I'll probably do a different surname, but something that appeals, something that's good. But we'll see. But it's been on my mind. You know what I mean? And it's a big change. And obviously, I don't want to lose any of you guys out there watching. And people have done it in the past. You know, Danny changed his channel name. You know, his channel's now called Grow Up, and he's changed it with great success. Eli and Kate, who I mentioned before, their channel was it last year, the year before they rebranded. That changed as well, and it seems to. It has a thing where everything goes down to begin with, but then it picks up, and everyone's okay with it again after that. So we'll see. And I'm talking about that. And here's another seed packet that's open at the bottom of this. This one here, let me see if I can do it without losing all the seeds. This is a cost lettuce, and you can see it opens at the bottom because it's got the hole at the top of the packet, unlike the other one from Thompson and Morgan that doesn't have the hole at the top of the packet. Just to cause me problems. First world problems. But you know what first world problems are? First world problems are still problems. But there we go, we've almost got our seeds done today that we wanted to get done. So that's the cost lettuce going in there. Done exactly the same way as the Valmain lettuce. Quarter size seed tray, 3/4 full of compost. Sprinkle the lettuce seeds in, top it up with compost, give it a water. Remember to put the pre-written labels in that you're so proud of into it. Grab one of these little lids, chuck it on, close the vent. Easy as that. That's just going to sit in here. The temperature's actually, although the weather is wild around here at the moment, honestly, the weather's absolutely nuts. But because it's cloudy, it's just covered with cloud all the time at the minute. The temperatures are pretty good. It's about 12 degrees C today, 12 degrees centigrade. Even though it's raining, it's blowing a hoolie, we've got storm conditions. It's actually pretty warm. So I mentioned briefly right at the start of the video that there's a thing. I'm trying a new thing that involves a tub of water that's just over there that I'm going to have to try and very carefully pick up and do something with on camera and not spill it. But what am I going to try and do? Let me grab this. I'm going to try and grow some ginger. Now, hopefully, it should be quite straightforward. I've never done it before, but you know, around about 45 years ago, my mum and dad very successfully grew a ginger themselves, and I must admit it's turned out pretty well. So I'm gonna follow in their footsteps, and we'll give it a go. Now, when I went into Sainsbury's down the road there, I thought, here we go, nice big bit of ginger root. But for some reason, all the ginger root was in little bits like this, which is okay. We can still use it. So if you do have ginger that's been cut, right, where it's been cut, what you want is this to be sort of all, see how that's all dried out and sort of sealed. Let me see if I can get it in focus there on the camera. If I put it next to my head, it'll go into focus. But all sort of dried up. So you cut it, it needs to be dried up. And I'm looking for bits. This has got here, there's a little eye just there. So just like potatoes, you want little eyes on your ginger. Now I picked up 3 bits. So we've got 3 separate bits. And from what I can see, the research I've done, there should be plenty for me to grow ginger. And I've got a bit of an idea. You know, I mentioned Tony before. So Tony was telling me that he's got the special teapot that he infuses fresh ginger into his tea. And that was the catalyst for me for doing that. And on Potty-mouth, I mentioned that Audrey's a big grower of stuff like this. So Audrey said, oh, get it, do it, get on with it. So we're doing it. So we're getting on with it. So I've got the 3 bits. So you just go to the supermarket. Just go to whatever you've got, Aldi, Tesco's, Asda, whatever you've got. Buy some ginger. What you want it to be is firm and plump. If it's an old wrinkly bit, don't bother with it. Don't buy it. Get the firm, plump stuff. If it's been cut, make sure it's dried out. And you want to look for just the little eyes on it. It looks, the look, to all intents and purposes, like the chits do on a potato, because that's essentially what you're going to do the same, isn't it? So you want to look for them. They'll pop up. They'll come out. Now, what am I going to do with them? I'm going to cheat, and I'm not going to do it on camera. I'm going to put them in this bowl of water that I've got down here. Let me pick it up just to show you that I've done that. So I've spilt some of the water. There we go, on camera as well. So all 3 bits of the ginger are in the water. Now, why have I done that? When ginger goes to a supermarket, it's often treated with a chemical on the outside that stops the ginger from sprouting in the shop. So if it's in the shop and it's sitting for a while, it'll start to sprout. What's the problem with that? If it starts to sprout, they can't sell it as ginger. it has become a plant. So they have to sell it as a plant. And obviously the supermarkets don't want to go down that route. So soak it in water for 24 hours, not any longer than that. You don't want it to start fermenting and going a bit fusty. So I'm going to give that 24 hours, and then tomorrow come out here, drain it off, and I'm just going to stick it in a pot to begin with. I don't think I've got a pot in here at the moment. I think they're in the garage. You know, a year-high pot full of compost. It doesn't need to be particularly deep. It just needs to be planted quite shallow, so it'll be quite near the top. Little bit of compost on the top. Job done. I might do a separate video all about the ginger. I might do one all the way out through the season and then put it out next year. So there's a whole how to grow ginger kind of thing. I might do that. I might not. See what time I've got. But anyway, that's the plan. Have you done ginger before? If you have, let me know in the comments down below any top tips you have for growing ginger. Like I say, this is my first time doing it. It looks pretty straightforward. But then again, a lot of things look pretty straightforward, and I managed to make them incredibly difficult. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, that is me done. Remember, Monday, 7 o'clock, Potty Mouth Gardening Club. Friday, 7 o'clock, thank Potty, it's Friday. That's me done for today. Thank you for watching, folks, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.